Hey, we're back again, the Coon Prairie Ramblers.
One more time.
Yeah, one more time.
Actually, two more times.
Yeah, we got Luke the Rebel without a clue, Mel
Yeah.
the amiable, affable Mel Man, and we got Casey.
Casey at the mic.
Casey, it's one word.
Casey.
Casey, not to be confused with our late great friend KC, but they do sound a lot alike. They don't look nothing alike. Both got black hair or whatever.
Right.
But Casey and KC. That sounded alike, didn't it?
Right.
Casey and Casey.
Right.
All right, that's it. Well, just who is this mysterious Casey person?
Well, I know that she's born in Kalamazoo, Michigan.
What? I thought that was a musical instrument. You play the Kalamazoo?
Yeah.
Oh, the
yeah.
kazoo.
Kazoo, yeah.
Kazoo, okay, same difference. There's such thing as a Kalamazoo guitar. So
There
maybe
is?
they're from up there.
Huh.
Yeah.
Did you stay there long?
No, we actually left there, I believe, when I was about 2.
She escaped.
And,
So you're not a Wolverine then?
Not really.
Yeah.
And
Hope
we
not.
moved to Indiana,
What?
and then we went to Texas,
A Hoosier.
and then we went to Florida,
Gypsy.
Longhorn.
and then we went to Indiana, and then Texas,
And a
and
Hoosier.
then Florida,
And a Longhorn.
Was
and
that-
then Indiana, and then Texas, and I landed in Florida.
So your dad was a traveling salesman.
Or on the run one.
Actually, he was a musician, and
Sweet.
he did construction. So,
Was it like the Village People or what? Like the guy wearing the tool belt and the
no.
and the helmet?
He played the banjo and the guitar and the ukulele and the French horn, and he
Came
was
from
in
Kalamazoo
barbershop
with a
quartets. and-
banjo on his knee.
yeah, so
Huh.
No wonder you like music and interviews. It's
I
in
do.
your it's in your blood. It's infused in
it is.
in your being.
Yes,
Sweet. So you came to Florida for the last time when you were
5.
how old?
5.
And you settled where?
Pompano Beach.
Pompano. And you did your schooling and all there.
Yes.
And okay, you got to tell us now how in the world you wound up in Arcadia. Either you took a wrong turn at Albuquerque or you threw a dart at a map.
You know, things work out in the weirdest ways. So
That's what everybody says that comes to Arcadia.
when I was about 8, we came here to Bluegrass Festival at the KOA on the
Uh-huh.
Peace River there.
Right.
And we spent 3 days camping and had a good time, and it was all wonderful. And then my husband's mother, she randomly did throw the dart at the map and landed in Arcadia.
Seriously.
And then we moved here to be close to her.
Mother-in-law,
Yes,
mother-in-law,
Shelby.
Shelby.
Hmm.
I love it. That's a great story right there.
That's the story.
And you were how old by then?
We moved here in 99.
And you were out of school for a while,
Yes.
a week or two anyway.
Oh, okay.
And you chose to stay. And you met your husband where?
In Pompano.
And you drug him here too.
Yeah.
That's right. His mom was here,
Yes, his mother.
and something kept y'all here.
Yeah, we wanted to have space. I don't like putting my arm out and touching the neighbor's house.
Absolutely.
I don't like my front yard being a bypass to the highway, and I can't let my child go out and play in the yard without worrying about them getting snatched or run over.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of issues with that.
Made a
I
good
want to have a
choice.
place for the dogs to run and for me to have space. I like to crank my stereo up really loud and not have the neighbors complain.
You wild child, you.
Yeah.
You like to be able to throw your fish heads out in the backyard.
That's
Let the
right.
raccoons eat them.
Ride your
Yeah.
horse and
Right?
go out and get the put
Have a
newspaper
fire.
in your pajamas if you want to or
You
whatever.
know, build
Yeah.
a campfire and sit out and
Do your own thing.
Yeah.
Yep, I like the space. I like to be able to breathe. I like to just disconnect.
Sounds like a song.
I think there's probably several songs.
Yeah, I was
like
gonna
that.
say it wouldn't be an original thought for
I'm
sure.
with you. I couldn't live where there's like a homeowner association where they're on top of you and your grass can only be 2 inches high and you can't paint your shutters this color. You got to have a certain kind of mailbox. That ain't happening with me.
That's all South Florida right there.
That's exactly. And it ain't because of the Florida natives.
No.
Yeah.
It's all that invasive species known as Yankees and other
Oh.
foreigners.
And you know what though? My grandfather and great grandfather, they were some of those Yankees that came down to Pompano Beach and would vacation here and owned little businesses, and then they'd go back to Indiana and whatnot. So
Well, if you're
this
from
goes way back for
Pompano
us.
Beach, they probably are all Yankees, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well,
all
shame
from
they
the
couldn't have bought
Midwest.
some land down there back then and sat on it all this time.
Because the
They
original.
probably had some for a little while,
Right.
and then
That's the way it usually goes.
Yeah.
Let it get away for $100 an acre, and now it's worth like $10 million an acre or something on the beach.
so all the jokes about my name, Casey and the Sunshine Band and Casey Kasem and Casey Jones and whatnot.
Yeah.
I was actually named after my grandfather's best guy friend, who they called Uncle Casey. Although his name wasn't Casey, it was like Bertram or something weird like that.
Wow.
And he and my grandfather were killed in a train accident.
Oh, goodness.
So there's all kinds of weird
That's
little
kind
things
of a
in life.
weird connection right there.
So named after,
Appropriately named. Casey Marie, Casey Ann, Casey Sue, Casey...
none of those.
Am I getting warmer?
No.
Come on.
French.
You can tell. French.
My middle name is French.
Louis.
Casey.
Louis.
Yeah. That's
French name. Fifi.
Yeah, no.
Fifi.
No Fifi.
Am I close?
No.
Brigitte.
No.
Claudel.
At least he's
Claudel.
warmer. I mean,
Oh,
with
B,
his
a B.
style. No, it's not a B.
Oh.
Oh.
It's an R. Come on now.
Rochelle.
Renee.
Renee.
Yeah,
Rochelle.
Renee.
Renee.
Casey Renee. And your maiden name was?
Williams. There's another story.
Oh, yeah.
Did you make Mike change his name to Williams?
No, he's a Williams too, and we're not related.
Yeah.
Sure.
Hey, I
Yeah.
knew the tree.
Hey,
I know we're not
hey,
related.
you live in Arcadia, so it could very well be,
Well, if
you
we
know.
had both been from here, then yeah, the odds would be against us.
How many toes you got? Kick your shoes off. Let me
Right,
count them.
exactly.
All right.
So, yep, Williams and Williams.
How cool is that?
Yep, paperwork was easy breezy.
Meant to be. They didn't question you at the courthouse? Like, I
Not
mean,
at all.
this isn't your sister now, is it, by any chance? So you live in Arcadia? Okay, yeah, right. All right.
Exactly.
We understand.
How did you get into the radio? Was that
That was accidental.
accidental?
Walked
But
in
did
and
you
they-
have a whole career before that?
I did. I've been in several industries. Well, not several. I don't job jump, but
I do.
Yeah.
He's had like 9,000 jobs.
Yeah.
I was in radio in an aspect. I used to be in cellular phones back in the day when people carried around suitcase phones or had 3-watt phones in their car. I started
Wow.
on that platform in Fort Lauderdale. And when we moved to Arcadia, the closest cellular job for me was in Fort Myers. And I was helping to train some of the outside sales reps. And one of those eventually ended up in radio, and then he pulled me in later on. So I worked for a couple stations down in Fort Myers. I won't name the stations because, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I started, that was in my first radio year. I was in radio for...
So you lived here but worked down there?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was in radio for, I want to say since 2003. No. Yes, 2003.
But it was always sales.
I started in sales. And then
I
I
heard
grew
you.
with the
I heard you
business.
doing some disc jockeying before, didn't I?
Yes, I've done
Yeah.
voiceovers. I've done, I do copywriting. I've done just everything. When you're in a small station, you have to know everything from the bones up. So
Because not only that you have to get a small station, but it's great for the resume.
Well,
You've done a little bit of everything. If you're
Yep.
going to go to another station,
Yep.
you've done it all. So
exactly.
But you didn't want to go to another station
From when?
from your last station.
No, I wanted to.
You wanted to go into a whole different career.
I wanted to. Yes, I did want to go on into a whole nother career. I'm an artist.
Yeah.
she
and so
certainly is.
That's my forte.
She's
I
very
draw, paint, and then
very
decided
good.
to do photography.
incredible artist.
And so I wanted a day job that would give me health insurance.
Gotta
And
have
then-
that.
Yeah.
Have that as the backbone so that I could do my artwork.
Hmm.
That's what I wanted to do. But I kind of get sucked into the day job.
I heard
But
that.
it's all right.
But you got less pressure
Oh yeah.
because I did a little bit of sales for the radio. I thought that was a horrible job.
I hate deadlines.
Sales is horrible.
Deadlines, dead airs, stuff like that. It's always,
Deadlines don't bother me. Sales bothers me. I hate asking people for money.
I'm that way. I don't
yeah.
like that at all.
But I was raised to not ask anybody for anything, so I really think that's a cultural.
It goes against your nature.
It does. It goes against my nature. I don't ask for things. I don't ask for things for myself, and now I'm forced to ask
Right.
for things on someone else's behalf, and it's just awkward.
I'd rather do without.
Well,
Speaking of without, I think we're without time here in the third
Yeah.
segment. So, dadgummit. Well, we learned a little bit about Miss Casey today. We're glad to have her. So, we'll be back in a minute with the If Bomb. Y'all stay put. All right, here's how the If Bomb goes.